Hello, beautiful people. I would like to talk to you today about the finale of the Gamergate episode, or what the future looks like, how to hold everything together, and what you can really do about it. Exciting. I almost said explosion, like that terrible meme. Forgive me, but exciting. Let's get to it, shall we? So, we're in a situation now, in the year 2023 of our Lord and Savior, where we have to deal with a world where our media is against us, both in television and video games, and the internet, and everything. Every major corporation is all allied against us. We're expected to be the major tax cows, and yet we have to fund everyone else, and everything is also our responsibility and also our fault, even if we're not allowed to have any power or not allowed to deal with it. We're not allowed to have any impact on it. So we're responsible for it, yet we're not allowed to be in control of it. We are, expected to pay for it, although we're not expected to be able to make money. In fact, trying to make money as a man is patriarchal and evil, and, our media thinks it's wrong that we should even have our own hero stories or be involved in the projects anyways, but we also have to purchase them to make things continue. Now, in the light of Gamergate, if a game is unfair, if a game is not something that you can win or should win, the solution is not to play that game. If marriage is not a valuable prospect, if the woman can leave at any time and you're contractually obligated to basically give her all your money, and the prenuptial you signed will be thrown out because you cannot sign a prenuptial and have it actually matter in the court of law, legally speaking. You cannot sign a contract under duress. If you ask a woman to sign a prenuptial to get married, she is automatically under duress because you have put marriage in front of the contract. Therefore, the prenuptial is invalid. Virtually every single prenuptial agreement ever is invalid. She just has to fight it in court, and it will get thrown out. And then she will take your money and your children. Don't play the games that are not fair, that you can't win. Like, people will lie to you and say that, just get a prenup or whatever. No, it doesn't work like that. Society will lie to you and claim it's equality. Women need to earn as much as men, even though men work on average 44 hours a week. Women work on average 36 hours a week. You should still earn the same amount of money, even working 25% more. Who cares about any sort of, metric like hours worked? We need to equalize the end result independent of hours worked, which is the reality of what feminists are trying to do these days. Women are going to work less and eventually are going to work less and get paid more than you do for working more. In a society that is intentionally corrupt, that has been ruined, that is offering you games that are not fair, that you shouldn't play, the option is to not play them. The solution to the problem with Gamergate is to not play anymore. Not play in society, not play in these stupid freaking games. Not give Blizzard a single cent. Not give Activision a single cent. Not give EA a single cent. If you must play their goy slop, pirate it. But I would say, odds are it's not even worth playing most of these games. They're literally ingrained with messages about how much they hate you. That's the point and purpose of a lot of these games. If you're a little zoom and you don't know better, and you exist with the idea that you as a white person are an evil, and especially as a white male, are the pinnacle of evil, and every single piece of media you look, in every single corner you've looked, of course it's going to seem natural when the latest whatever Fag Night game is, has like some black character beating up on white people intentionally, asking for reparations or whatever they have in it. Who even knows? Or when you're some little zoom and you open up Minecraft and you read that it has infinite genders, and then you read a EULA where it'll ban you from single player for making a swastika. Like, banning you from a single player game you purchased that isn't even a server or anything anyone else can connect to for the content in it. Like, that's the world we live in. Like, think about that for a second. Why are you playing in that game? Like, stop. There are services where you can connect to Minecraft, if you're a little zoom, by the way, without having to have a Mojang account or let them even have the chance to ban you. PolyMC, multi-MC, whatever. Go through those as some options if you're a little zoom. potentially explore some false alternatives like mind test, etc. if you need that. If you're a little zoom, figure something out. I'm sure there's some solution to Fortnite, like private servers or whatever, for you to preserve your memories. But get these things onto independent media, get them on an SSD, back them up a few different places, and have them for if inevitably all of these services are going to go down as these corporations die because people hopefully stop playing them. I pray with I don't know if it's going to happen, but I pray with every fiber of my being, gamers start boycotting this shit in general. I want our Bud Light moment for all of these things and every major developer. I want gamers, if to abandon AAA, period, to only go for non-political, indie developers and Eastern games that don't have social justice themes in them. That is the only way any of this gets fixed. And obviously, get out of society. Society is pointless to be involved in if you're a white man. There is no benefit. You're not going to get a decent wife in modern day America, especially not if you're a gamer boy and not already Alpha McChattington. And even if you do get a decent wife, half the time she's going to cheat on you. She's going to take everything and she's going to abandon you and destroy your family. Look at all of these high-profile conservacuck marriages like Steven Crowder, etc. Look at it. Like, they're going to shambles because women are incentivized to leave you. They're incentivized to take all your stuff. You can't do anything about it. And then, you get left with nothing, and they take the family. They brainwash the little brats. There's no boundaries for these little kids. They end up raising an army of criminals, and that's going to destroy the world. Like, just factually. This is not your problem. Don't get involved in it. Like, at the end of the day, there is nothing you can do besides bringing down the entire system to fix this. There is no going back to normal. There is no going back to fixing these things. There is no, reverting to some sort of civilized society. We have devolved into a matriarchy. We have devolved into hypergamous, individual tribalistic shenanigans. Politics is the new religion. There is no reason to play in a rigged game. There is no reason to play in society. Get a way to get passive income to the point where you no longer need the government or to pay taxes or a job or anything like that, and then simply don't have one anymore. It's a moral imperative that you stop contributing to this society and just get yours and get out. Live for yourself, live for no one else, and then figure out a way where you can still find entertainment in the things you like. There are a million different ways for you to entertain yourself. There are a million things you can learn and do on your own without having to interact with these people anymore, without having to fund a system that hates you. This system falls apart when you stop paying into it, when you stop working for all of these corrupt, garbage people, when you stop paying for the grifting of Anna Sarkeesian. Your tax dollars are going to her and Wu and all the others, and the Zoe Lins and all the lying slurs. Like, everything you do at the end of the day is funding them. The government has its boot on your back and will take from you. Now, you're going to need to do a little bit of work in the system to get to a point where you don't need them anymore, but live a minimalist and frugal lifestyle. The solution to Gamergate and the solution to everything is break apart the system. Stop playing games you can't win. The only way you can win is by not playing the game. They have to change the game then to get you to play it. And if they don't, so be it. The Chinese will take over and offer you a game that you will want to play. They'll want to placate the population somehow, and those will probably be the best years of your freaking life if it does happen. I know I'm expecting that. I have a lot of white nationalist friends, and a lot of those, like Nazi types, that are still interested in preserving America or trying to shift it away and winning this race war we're currently in, and we are in a race war. We have been for the last 2 decades. We've technically been open season since Obama got elected. The king rape egg, the king chief divider who set this country aside, who set the two sides of this country against each other and created this conflict, That's the reality of the situation. You are in a race war. You are in a war of the genders, and you've lost. Everyone's going to stomp on you. All the power structures are against you. Simply just don't play. Don't let them genocide you. Don't let them take your money to genocide you or your children. Don't even produce children into this world. Ask yourself this question. Do you want to have kids, and do you want them to experience what the next 100 years are like? With America browning, with everywhere turning into Detroit, with, the social justice and people going to hunt them down and beat them up. They're going to go to school, and the teachers are going to tell them that they're the problem, that they're evil, that they have blood guilt from the moment they're born. Like, you shouldn't raise a child into something like that. I mean, I guess you can homeschool and isolate yourself away from society if you find a woman that's interested in that you trust in, but those women are so rare, so exceedingly rare. If you're lucky, go ahead and do that, but the vast majority of people are not going to have that as an option. And, trying to say that's advice is very, very bad because you have someone special. Odds are you're not going to get that. I wanted someone special. I looked for it, and I did not find it. Most people are not going to find it. I am, at best, average. Realistically, I'm probably a 3 out of 10 and have been my entire life. There was no hope for me to ever find it. I still tried, but, it is what it is. The solution to Gamergate, the solution to all of this, is the same thing it has been that I've been preaching for a while now. Let it all fall apart. Do not let Anna Sarkeesian win or whatever. Have her starving in the streets in a couple of decades when things go to, when S hits the fan. Maybe even next decade if we're lucky. We can break everything. Give the currency, the reserve currency, over to China. Watch it all crumble. Stop producing for these corporations that hate you. Stop producing for BlackRock to take your money and give it to ESG, to other people. Stop producing for these corporations that are taking this money from BlackRock, that are robbing you of your time, energy, and your soul, and then saying that they hate you. Stop holding up these fat cats on your freaking back. Stop doing all of it. Just give up. It's not that simple. You will need to do something towards the end of it, but to bring it all down, you just have to do nothing. And then let the tides will take you to the right place once everything goes. We can't predict what the fall is going to look like or what the new society will be. But, if you just think about where to go and what will benefit you and follow that as it's breaking down, you'll be fine. And worst comes to worst, you can at least contribute to the breakdown if you're someone that's, lazy. I'm not asking you to do a lot. I'm asking you to do nothing, in fact. Embrace your inner hedonism. That's all that needs to be done. Use delayed gratification for a little bit to live a minimalist lifestyle. That means getting into the cheapest place and the cheapest living conditions you can, spending as little as possible on anything. You don't need a vehicle. They're nasty anyways. I hate the smell of them. I hate people that drive. Like, you're paying like $300 a month on insurance, plus gas, plus all of that. If you need it for your job, figure out a way to get a job that's closer. No one cares if you're working a dead-end or low-end job or whatever. Save every single penny. Like, minimum wage right now is $15, $20 an hour in most places in the country. If you live in an apartment that costs, $500, $700 a month, you're raking in over $1,000 after you count food. Sure, you might have some other expenses, but, start cutting down to the point where you're putting away a ton of money every month. Robinhood gives you 4% a month on everything with them. 4% a year. Disclaimer, not financial advice. How much money do you spend a year? Get enough to where you get passive interest from Robinhood or from bonds, from yields, from something, and then just live passively off it. It does not take that many years to stockpile the money, even working your minimum dead-end job. Just get a place and get somewhere near that place where you can work and just stuff it up for 5 years and you'll be fine. And then you can do whatever you want with the rest of your life and you can watch society burn. Then you can prep. Get all of your old media, all of the things you enjoy, your childhood memories, the games that you actually enjoyed playing, get them somewhere if you can, if they're not live service garbage. Get it all backed up. Get all the media you enjoy, anime, whatever, your TV shows, get it all backed up. So when S does hit the fan, you can have your little solar panels and your little thing. Either get a generator or something that'll power your computer for a couple of months. If you want a long-term solution, maybe move out in the woods and get solar panels. It's entirely possible to do that. You still have to pay the government for the land in your house. So I wouldn't suggest owning a house or building something, but If you can certainly get some sort of solar array set up that'll power a computer or some sort of generator and a nice stockpile of gas, it could work. There are some options. Please be safe when you store gasoline. Disclaimer, not financial advice. Disclaimer, everything. You know, research this stuff a little bit better than some schizophrenic person talking on YouTube, but get to a point where your life is in order. And by order, I mean you don't need anyone or the government or anything. You can break off from society and do your own freaking thing. You need to be in a place where you can do your own freaking thing. You know, if you need budgeting help, ask someone that's good with money, but ideally just tabulate up your expenses. Figure out how to reduce them to the minimal amount possible, and then, you know, probably add 20% because everything's always going to go wrong no matter what it is. Add 20-25%, and that's your projected thing. Then add 10% of that a year in interest. Make sure you can outpace that money and you'll be fine going forward. You know, figure out a solution for internet in case you do need that. I'm not sure in a S hitting the fan type scenario you even really need internet, because most of your media should be something that isn't a live service, isn't something that, like YouTube, unless you want to download all the videos you like and then have them backed up somewhere. Like, get that done well in advance. You have a couple years maybe to do it now before World War III or whatever's happening or going to happen happens. Start backing it up. You know, take a lesson from the past. Look through Gamergate. Look at how unfair the world is. Look at how everyone is against you. Figure it out. This isn't going to change. This is the new reality. This is your new future. You can either embrace it, or you can, you know, try and hide away and play into society and become more cattle. I don't know about you, but I am not goy cattle. I am not, you know, tax resources for Shaniqua. I am an independent person. I am a logical person. I can see the systems against me. I'm not playing in the game that I cannot win. By design, you cannot win. Figure out a way to win anyways, and figure out another game to play. You know what? And that's what you've got to do. When RuneScape makes a stupid pride parade bullshit in their game and tries to have groomer logic in it, you just play another game. There are literally infinite ways for you to waste your time on the internet. There are infinite things you can learn if you feel like being productive. Lord knows I am not most of the time. I enjoy my video games, but I want to do some projects soon that I've been thinking about, but I need to finish, you know, getting my reserves backed up, my catalog backed up. You know, prep food as well if you haven't already. Food, water. It's easy to have, you know, a couple gallon jugs of water, just enough to drink for a couple months. You know, you can store them. I have a 3-room studio. That's all I need personally. I still have enough space to store I think I have like 6 million calories or something of backup food that I eat from. I just replace it, you know, first in, last out, foil or whatever, right? So, you know, I just replace it, you know, I just replace like a 20-pound bag of rice or whatever whenever I use one. I have it all in, you know, insect-proof containers. Like, I have a disgusting amount of water to boil my rice if it comes down to it. I have a way to start a fire if I need to. You can collect dew if, you know, the water, electricity, everything goes out. You know, I don't have solar yet. I'm looking towards that as a solution for like a home solar use or something like that, but I live in New England. There's no chance that I'm going to get very much power out of solar unless I have a massive array, and then that's pretty impractical, so I'm not sure what I'll do about that. Maybe a generator-based solution, maybe not. We'll see going forward. But, you know, that's just what I'm thinking about, and you only have a couple years from this point to get all this situated, so start getting things situated. Get yourself in a way where you can, if you choose to live through the apocalypse, live through it comfortably. And that's all I have to say about Gamergate. If you want, I can go deeper into specific topics or parts of it. You know, feel free to comment or send me a message, but that was that series. Let me know how you like that. Have a good day.